All right. So today is super going to be interesting because what we want to do is to, in a way, mimic a sign up form and a sign in, and we'll be using Flask as usual, right? And from there, we're going to learn some cool trick. So without much talk, let's get into business. So the first thing I'd want to do, like what I've already done, I've activated the event, right? I've installed Pimp. So let me just come out and install create the app.py file. So majorly this is going to be my entering file, right? And what I'll be doing now is just to call the necessary package which I would need um from Flask, right? So I'll just quickly do this, right? So from Flask, import Flask, right? So this is one of the most important thing I would need. So let's just do app to be equals to Flask, and inside here we're just going to pass in the name, and of course um, down here we're going to write an if condition. So we're going to say if name, and the reason for this is for us to be able to debug what we want to do, and most importantly, when we save, right, we can see the changes, right? Okay, so once this is true, then we'll just call app.run, and we can now call our debug to be true. Yeah. So that's all we need to do here. So the very most important thing next that we need to do is to create our route, right? So I'll just do my app dot route, and we'll be using a forward slash. So let's create an index function. So we'll just do this, and let's say let it just return anything for now. So let's do hello future lab. Yeah. So we save this. Then what I would want to quickly do is just to have this code run, right? So to run this, I'm just going to say Python app.py, right? So if I run this, we're going to see more like the endpoints, the local endpoints to run that, right? So I should be able to see hello future lab, right? So that tells me that everything is fine so far. Anyway, this is just a very small code, right? So everything is supposed to be fine, right? Supposedly, right? Okay, so just because I would want to I'd want these guys to be running side by side, right, so that we can see what we're doing, and have it run in real time, right? So not like real time per se, but I can just come here, refresh, I see the update. So for example, welcome future lab, let's say students, right? Save here, I can just come here, refresh here, so that I can see that update, right? Rather than just swinging or moving between from one file to another, right? So that's this, right? Okay, so now that this is good, we can quickly jump in. So let's design the very first UI, and the UI is just going to be a sign up form. No serious thing about that, right? So I'm going to come up here. So we'll do templates important. Then I can do index.html, right? So that's cool. We have this. All right, so let me have this run so that I can go get my fonts, right? Okay, so in here, quickly, we'll just have this come. So let's do this, should be maybe sign in, or rather, let's do sign up, right? So this will be sign up. So in the body here, I am going to say we would need a main file. So inside here, so I'm just going to write maybe a p tag, and I'm going to say register, right? Register. So let's save this, and let's have this display here. So for that, I would need to do render templates, right? So this render template, we're going to call it year, and in here we'll just say import.html, right? html. So now if we should run this, right, this is what we're expecting to see. So we'll just see register, because this is the only visible thing that should run on the body, right, which is this register. Okay, so two things I would want to quickly change or correct. The very first one is the font, right? So I can just come to let's say Google Fonts. I thought I have Google Fonts here. So let's just do Google Fonts, right? So let's come to Montserrat. Okay, so we'll come back to it, right? The network seems very slow. Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. So let's go to yeah. So let's go to get font since one Montserrat. So we'll go to the embedded and we'll just copy this, right? So that's what we need. So in the head, right? So I would just paste that. And something else I would quickly want to paste, right, is just to call the script, just to call the script tag so that we can have our tailwind um, installed as well. So that's going to be HTTPS, right? Then that would be cdn dot tailwindcss.com. Okay, so that seems not bad. Then lastly, we'll just call the style script, right? So we call our style script and pass the body. So in the body, I'm just going to say font family, and for us we'll be using, in fact, we'll just come to here, we'll see Montserrat here, we'll just paste it, and that's it. I mean, that's literally what we need to do. So if I should come here and refresh, we would see that update happen. Now I wouldn't want to do this for every pages that I'll be creating, right? So in order to effectively do this, I'm just going to come here and create a file which I would call base.html. And inside that base.html, I can just copy everything here and paste it here. So that seems good, right? So rather than in this title we're using sign up there, so I'll just come out it, remove it rather, and just pass here. So we're going to say this is going to be the block, and here is for title, right? Then y here is going to be block, and that is going to be end block. Okay, so that would be end block. So let me copy what I have here, Control C, then come to my body area, which is here. So I would remove this and just paste here, right, end block. But now for this, maybe I'll just do something like this. I'll just say body, right? So this is going to be content for the body, right? So that's what I want, right? Okay, so let me just copy this for now at the moment. Then come here. Of course, at this point, I would remove this so that I'm going to extend, right, from what's coming from my backend. So, sorry, from that base, right? So I'm going to say extends, right? And we'll say base.html, right? And close that. So down here, we'll paste this, right? So remember that this one is title. That's good. So we said this would be sign up, and in my body here we can paste whatever I want to paste there. So let me just do this main back, and remember that we have a p tag which we call, so let's say register screen. So register screen. So save this, and if I should come back here and refresh, we'll see save screen and everything is still okay, right? So So looking at this, I don't like the fact that this thing is touching edge to edge, right? I can change it from here, but again, I would want to stay consistent, right? So here at the body, I can call class and let's just do P to be maybe 4 and save that. Would that be nice? So rather than doing that on the body, right? So let me just cut this here, come out here and just do something like let's say main, do this, then in here paste that, and this block I would push it inside. So this seems maybe literally okay, right? So if I come refresh and just save, everything should be still working fine. So that's good, right? Okay, having done this, the next thing we'll be doing now is just for us to style this, right? So let me just do something like class, and I'm going to say, so let's do a text of maybe Excel. Then I will do a font of maybe bold, right? So if we would save that, and of course I would want to change the text color, so we'll say text, and that's going to be, let's use blue, and that would be like 950. Okay, so save that. If I should click here, we'll see that changing. Okay, so that's what we want, right? And let's just do b to be like, let's say, maybe 10. So that's good. So underneath, which is at this point here, so we can have those forms. So let me do this now. So I'm going to do a div, right? And here I would call a p tag. So let's say, user name. Then underneath that username, we're going to pass in an input, right? And so let me save this. If I come here and refresh, yeah, so we see that username here. So let's quickly do class name so that we can style it. We can't see it at the moment. So I'm going to say border. Then let's do a border radius of about, let's say, MZ, right? Or let's give it a gray color, and let's do maybe 300 so that at least it can be seen. Then we'll do rounded of MZ. What else again can we do? So let's do PX of 2 and maybe a PY of 1. So PY of 1. Then text, I would want to maintain small text, right? So save that. If we refresh, we should be able to see this. Okay, that's good. Let's call a placeholder. So let's say enter your username, right? So we'll save, we'll see this. So I would want the width, right, to be like somewhere up to this point, right? So in here we can just do that, should be maybe 300 px, right? Okay, so let's come to this. So I'll just say class name, and let's just make the text XM, right? So, and I would want the font to be semi bold, right? So let it be semi bold. So save that, and of course, um, I think rather than having this my text like this, right? So I can pass it up here so that everything would just take that. So that makes better sense. So if I should save that, so we have this, and this is not bad. Okay, the last thing I would want to do is at this div here, so I'll just do class name and do empty to be like maybe 4. So save that. Now the reason why I did that is because I would want to do this, this, and this. So save it, refresh, Bula will see this. So now let's start changing up, right? So the first is username. The second is going to be email, right? So I think something I missed out, right, would be ID, and that's going to be, let's say, user name underscore input. Very important, right? So let me just copy this, have it here, have it here, and have it here as well. So So let's begin to change now. So here, remember that we have username. So this part here is going to be email. So email, and I will change this username to be email. Here is password, and I would change here as well to be password. Just remember, so this would be email, and we have password. So here is going to be password, right? So the order, which is this, would be confirm password. All right, so that becomes confirm. Oops. So confirm password. So this part here is going to be confirm password, and just down here we're going to say confirm. All right, so now looking at this, right, we can see that update happens here. Now I think it would make better sense, right? Because if you look, you see this, you can see a lot of empty space here. So I think it would make better sense if we have this guy at the middle, right? Or you guys just tell me what you think, right? Or let's just leave it like this, right? Okay, so the next thing we would want to do now is to have um, a button here that says register, and I would want it to stretch end to end, right? Because that makes better sense, right? So at the moment we end there, so we're going to come here. So let's call our div, right, and this part here is going to hold our button. So I'm going to say button, and I'll say register, right? So in here, so let's call that. So I'm going to give it a width of, I know we're using 300 size, right? So that's the reason why I'm doing this. Then bg is going to be let's use blue 950, right? Then we're going to change the text color to be white so that we can see what's inside. Then I'm going to do a py of maybe about 2. I'm going to give it a flex. I'm going to say justify to be center, and I'm going to say items to be center as well. What else can we do? Let's see how it is. Let's see how it is first of all. Okay, so this is how it is, right? Okay, so I think we should use one here. We should use one there. Then the text to be small, should be small. Then let's have rounded empty. Then let's give it empty of maybe 3, right? To save that, let's refresh, and ooh, now one looks very small. Like when I say very small, I mean very small. And I think the text is still too big, so let me do xx, right? And let me come back to 2, and let's see how it looks like. So if I should refresh, okay, not too bad, right? So let's do a font of maybe let's do semi bold, right? I think semi bold would make better sense. Okay, so save that and refresh here. Hola, so we have that. Now, just underneath here, we're going to write the text, and the text is going to read, don't have an account yet, or already have an account, sign in here. So that's what we're going to have there. So just under the button there, so I'm going to call it p tag. Then this is going to say already have an account. So we're going to use a span, right? So we'd say sign in here, so something like that, right? So I'm going to say sign in here. So save that, and let's refresh this. So we'll see this, right? Okay, so let's come back here. So I'm going to say class, and we're going to give it a text of, let's say, our small. So we'll give it a text of small. Let me refresh this, and did I save? I didn't save, so let's refresh that. All right, so that seems good. Then let me give it empty of 2. Yeah, so that's good, right? Then why in here? So I'm going to give it a class and we'll give it a font of bold, and I'm going to say italic, right? So save that, let's refresh. So we see this, right? And of course, I would want to do a cursor to be pointer. So save that, refresh. Yeah, so that when I click here, here is now clickable, right? I think it would make sense for it to be centralized, right? So let me come back here. So I'm going to give it a width of the same 300 which we're using. Then let's give it a flex, and I'm going to say justify to be center. All right, so if I save that, we can see it at the center of our point. All right, so these are lazy form, right, for the registration, and it's not going to be too different from the sign up, right? So what I'm going to do is to click here and come back here. So I'm going to say this will be signin.html. Hit enter, save here. So rather than register, this is going to be sign in, right? And here would be don't, right? So here will be don't have an account. So here is going to be sign up here, right? So sign up here. So there's no need for confirm password. So this goes off. Let's see, and there's no need for email, username. So this goes off. So this is going to be sign in screen, right? So this is going to be sign in screen. So we save that. Now we don't have access to this point here. So let's create that quickly. So I'm just going to duplicate here, and this is going to be sign in. And of course, this will be sign in, right? So sign in.html, and this is going to be sign in. Look what I wrote there. So sign in. All right, so we save this and everything at the moment seems good, right? So now we need to link it so that it's possible to click here, and I can see an error here. That's because there's no space there. So let's fix that, right? So that's here. So I'm going to say ml to be 1. Save that. Let me refresh here. Yeah, so we can see that space. Okay, so this is my spam tag, right? I can wrap it around the a tag, right? So let me just take this guy out, and I can do maybe a tag, right, and put this guy in here. So let's refresh and see nothing break, right? But this a tag would have href, right? And inside that href, we're going to say slash let's see, that would be slash sign in, right? So I save that. Now this same thing I did here, let me just, in fact, let me just copy this my spam, right, and come to this my sign in. Anyways, okay, let me just do that, right? So paste that. Remember that this would be sign up here, right? So we'll do sign up here, and here is going to be that slash. So save this. Let's refresh here. Okay, so if I come here, I can click and it takes me to the sign in. I click, this is sign up, we click, this is sign in, we click, this is sign up. All right, so now we've gotten these, right? So in the next class, because this is getting too long, right? So in the next class, what we're going to do is to sort of like implement this feature, right? So guys, see you in the next class.